Moto dork.
Well, my next video was going to be a full video of me eating crow for being completely wrong on my theories for WandaVision. And I guess I could go ahead and do that right now. Sorry, I was wrong. Now, a lot of other people were wrong as well, but I can only be accountable for myself. And yeah, I was so wrong. Anyway, but I kind of had an event between last video and the video you're watching now that I would just like to share with you. On Saturday I had a heart attack. Now it was I would say it was mild. I had one blockage. For the record, I'm 50 years old, and I've never had heart problems. Every time I've gotten my cholesterol checked, it's been like 170, which is not bad. You know, 170 is is good. You know. But I had a blockage. We had this ice storm. I had a really bad ice storm a few weeks ago. Behind my parents' house is just woods, a lot of woods. And probably hundreds of trees broke all night one night. You could just hear them crashing all night. Well, Saturday I was helping my parents clean up the debris in the backyard because there was lots of debris, and so I was back there splitting wood and raking debris. And I was doing that for about an hour, I guess, 45 minutes to an hour. And all of a sudden, I began to feel pain in my chest. And not just, the kind of pain you experience when you stub your toe or whatever. It was pain, but it was more of a pressure pain. So I'm going to describe what this felt like to you, because I don't think when people have heart attacks, I don't think they typically explain exactly what they felt and what they went through. And so most people don't even know, so I guess maybe this can be like a PSA for heart attacks. So anyway, suddenly I began to feel pain and pressure in my chest, all throughout my entire chest. And it was a very strong and tight pressure that went all the way into my back. My entire chest felt this way, like I was being squeezed inside, not my ribs, but inside my chest. My organs felt like they were being compressed and squeezed, and nothing I could do would relieve it. And I felt it into my shoulders and pain in my arms. But in my shoulders and my arms, it was a different kind of pain. It was more like just a tired soreness kind of feeling. And my left arm was very slightly numb. More like my hand. My hand was very slightly numb. And so I sat down out there in the backyard for a few minutes. It didn't go away. This feeling persisted and did not diminish at all. Well, I went inside for about 15-20 minutes. Nothing relieved it. The pain persisted and did not diminish. Well, at this point, I realized this is not anything that I've ever experienced before. I have never in my life felt this way. And so I walked up to my parents and I said, look, you guys need to drive me to the hospital. So they drove me to the hospital. And, you know, I was a little woozy, but I could walk. And I walked up to the counter and I said, she said, yeah, how can I help you? I said, well, I believe I either have had or am currently having a heart attack. She said, oh, then we need to get you to the emergency room right now. And let me tell you, I've been to the hospital before, I've been to the doctor's office before, and you know, they take their time a lot of the time. Sometimes they're just not really in a hurry to do things. But when it comes to a heart attack, or the possibility of a heart attack, they don't play. And I experienced this firsthand, because we first went to our local hospital in Stanford, and I guess they're just not equipped to resolve the things that cause heart attacks there. So they took me in there immediately to the ER and got me on a gurney and hooked me up to EKG, and within 3 minutes they were already telling me, yes, you are having a heart attack right now and we need to get you in an ambulance to Danville, to the medical center there, the regional medical center. And they did. And I think, and you know, it's about 11 miles from Stanford to Danville, and I believe I got there in 5 minutes in the ambulance. My first ever emergency ride in an ambulance, ever. And you know, they prepped me at the Stanford hospital while we were waiting for the EMTs to get there, and they put me in the ambulance, drove me, and by God, right out of the back of that ambulance and right into the cath lab, and they put me right on the table, and they had a team there waiting for me, just waiting. And they shaved me, and I went out, and when I woke up, I had blood flow. I had blood flow in that one artery again on my heart. So, excellent job, everybody at Stanford and Danville. Thank you very much. So you may be wondering, okay, you had a heart attack Saturday. It's Tuesday night right now. How are you on your motorcycle? Well, that is due to the miracle of stents. And stents are amazing little things that have revolutionized the treatment of heart attacks. They put this little stent in there. It opens up the artery, creates a passageway through there for blood, and I feel right now exactly the same way I felt Saturday morning. I feel as good as I felt then. It's really amazing. And I don't feel bad at all. And I felt this good an hour after my surgery. So, I mean, whoever it was who invented stents, I haven't researched it, but whoever it is, thank you. You're a lifesaver. Doctor told me I got there in good time because there was practically no heart muscle damage. So I got there in the nick of time. You know, I saw my symptoms, and you know, luckily I made the right decision to just go in. You know, luckily. He said there was a very small bit of my heart muscle that was still working, but not working as well as it should be. But apparently I had no dead heart muscle, which thankfully, you know, I'm glad. So, yeah. So let me tell you, if this ever happens to you, if you experience anything like I've just told you about, where you're having that kind of squeezing pressure in your chest that will not go away, no matter what you try to do. If you have somebody there with you, tell them to drive you to the hospital now. If you don't have anybody with you, call someone, get your neighbor, anybody to drive you to the hospital now. Because one thing they said to me, and this was said to me more than once leading up to my operation, time is muscle. And I didn't quite understand what they meant at first, but now I know what they meant. They meant the longer you wait, the more of your heart muscle will die from lack of oxygen. And the more of your heart muscle that dies, the worse off you'll be. Up to and including death. So, yeah. Don't play around. Don't put it off. Go right then and there. You know, I implore you. Anyway, that's all I really want to say about that.